سأسأل ما الذي قدمت في دنياي ينجيني كيف إجابتي من بعد ما فرطت في ديني ويا ويحي ألم أسمع كلام الله.
Commissary, or as the paisas like to call it, Commissaria. It is the happiest time of the week in prison. Commissary is like going to the store. It's where you go to get all your essentials like food items, sanitary items, and clothing. I actually have a commissary sheet from when I did my time. It's not filled out at all. I actually didn't go to the store every single week. So here I have one that is not filled out. And examples of what you can get in prison are honey buns, chocolate cupcakes, and the prices are actually very reasonable. The iced honey buns, these are the jumbo honey buns, and they go for $1.05. And the stamps are actually a ripoff at the commissary. On the unit, they go for $7 for a book of stamps, for 20 stamps. At the store, they go for $11.60. At least in 2022, I know they've gone up in price since then. You can get all kinds of hygiene items. You can get Loratine allergy tablets. You can get cough syrup, of course, without the stuff that gets you high if you drink too much of it. You can buy clothing items. Of course, you can only buy one color, which is gray. You can buy clear electronics, such as headphones, an alarm clock. You can buy a G-Shock, which is actually considered like a Rolex. A Rolex in prison is a G-Shock. Of course, you can buy things like toenail clippers, tweezers, other essentials. You can buy bowls to cook your food in. And they'll put shoes on sale for a limited time, and they call them SPOs. It's a special order for shoes. So on this particular sheet, they had New Balance Nitrals, and that was it, just those shoes. During the holiday time, they'd come out with some extra special items. I remember they had some Kyrie Irving shoes that they released. People were snatching those up. Excuse me. Commissary is something that's taken away quite often, and inmates would get pretty mad about this. So they catch a batch of hooch. Hooch is prison wine, prison alcohol, and they would hide it in trash cans or wherever. And when the COs found it, they would do a group punishment. Maybe they'd find a cell phone or drugs stashed somewhere. They're definitely going to take away commissary then, along with rec and other things. You have condiments too. Cooking is actually a very big thing in prison, and people will pay money to buy food that people cook out of their cell. They have something called a stinger, which is more or less a bucket of water and an electrical current, which is extremely dangerous. But this is the only way we have to heat up water to get it boiling hot enough to cook food. Let's see, what else can you buy? You can get Head and Shoulders. If you have dandruff, this is very good. You can buy scented oils like YSL or Polo Ultra Blue. And for the Muslims, I remember we were at the chapel and we wanted to get what it's called atar. Atar is fragrance for Muslims. And instead of making it special just for the Muslims, they put it right here on the commissary sheet, and it's Tunisian amber. So they didn't care to make it exclusive just for the Muslims. Of course, you can buy a whole bunch of junk food like Oreos, the generic kinds, all the chocolate bars you want. You can even buy an MP3 player, a clear MP3 player. There's a computer that you can go on where you can download songs, about $1.25. Alhamdulillah, you can also download Quran if you want. I did download some Quran. I memorized some Quran when I was inside, alhamdulillah. You can buy ice cream. But the thing about that ice cream is you got to eat it as soon as you get it, because ain't no freezers in the unit. So you'll be outside commissary, because commissary is a completely separate building than the actual unit. So you'd have people standing, waiting in line with all their commissary items, waiting to go back to the unit, and they're eating their ice cream right then and there. As for going to retrieve your items at commissary, you have to wait in a long line and wait for your name to be called. You take a laundry bag, 2 laundry bags if you order enough stuff, and you fill these laundry bags up, you tie them together, and you put them on your shoulder like a camel, and you march all the way back to the unit. And some people would actually pay other people to carry their commissary items for them. Alhamdulillah, I was not one of those people, but it's quite exhausting. But commissary is one of the things that everybody looks forward to. I don't care who you are. You get that commissary sheet the day before you go to commissary, and everybody's in their room studying the commissary sheet, looking to see what's new, checking their balances, make sure they got enough, you know. So yeah, these are things that are really appreciated in prison. And unfortunately, even at the low security that I was at, towards the end of my bid, this new warden came in, and he was real tough. So he would always restrict our commissary. He would even make it to where we could only buy sanitary items. So alhamdulillah, that time is over. Now I can go to the store and buy whatever I want.